is to finish PowerPoint 3 and do plenty of practice with animation, even more than what's in the textbook, just to give you some really good foundation. If you already don't know it, a little more practice with it. So let's get started with PowerPoint 3. Remembering my save energy, not the save energy, my sleep requirements PowerPoint. We've done the save energy. And we were finishing up on that title slide. We had an image. We applied artistic effects. Remember, we have that selected. We can apply under picture format. We can choose color corrections, brightening it or darkening it. We can choose a color warmth or tone or specific recoloring. We can apply some artistic effects, and I chose a few artistic effects. And you can apply transparency. If you had other things around it, you could have them show through if you like. So transparency, all those color corrections available over here. And of course you can enlarge, compress it, or let's see, compression. Just save some space in your PowerPoint. If you had done a lot of cropping, you could have it erase what was not cropped in case your PowerPoint is getting rather large. So far, it's not a terribly large file. To find out my file size, I think I can go to File Info, and I think it tells you how large your PowerPoint has grown there in the Properties part. Okay, we would like to add some word art to this lovely title slide with this image. And we're going to choose word art. Let me go to the page in the textbook that has the word art section. We're going to apply word art to our image. Let's see, word art, adding media, adding. There, word art. We're going to apply word art to that first slide. First by choosing word art, and then we'll fill it in. And we're going to see later that we can actually take existing text and convert it to word art. So, first slide, let's insert a word art. Okay, go to the insert page. And we have word art right over here. And I'm selecting word art. And I can always change the style later. We're going to choose the middle second row style of word art. Click on that and come over here and draw it, or actually it places it right in the center of our image. I can move that, or I can just start typing. Let's see, select all and start typing sleep well tonight. Because it's word art, if I grab the corner of it, it will enlarge my text. Well, it's supposed to enlarge my text to fit it. Let's try that again. Word art, click off of it. Let's try that now. Oh, the other one, it was enlarging my, I think maybe once I apply an effect to it, then we'll see if it enlarges with my text box. So sleep well tonight is my word art that I'm applying. And now we will choose some other things to do to this. Here we go. Get my textbook here. We've got the word art. Now we have it. Now let's apply a shape effect to this. It's eventually going to be down here somewhere, but let's apply an effect and learn about all the things we can do with word art. Up here I have color I can apply to the text, outline, but let's start with text effects, and we're going to jump right down to the transform text effects. Lots of transform effects, some really crazy ones. The one in the book is this wave down. There's a wave up. There's in deflate or inflate. There's some angles. There's some go around a oval shape. Lots of things you can do. I'm going to let you choose your word art style that you would like to apply. I'm going to apply the wave, but you could choose another one. As long as it's readable, you can go ahead and choose that word art style. So I'm going to choose the wave, but if you like to try one of the others, as long as it's not blank, no word art style, or no shape style, I'm going to choose the wave. Now let's see what happens if I adjust the size of it. There we go. Now once I've applied the wave, now the text size adjusts with the size of my text box. And that is how word art works, that you can apply the size as you go. So we would like to, now with that word art, also apply some color effects. They would like us to choose, before we apply color, we're going to choose a little bit of extra. Let's see what else we have. We're going to come back here and apply a color and an outline to it. But other effects, let's see, shadow effect is nice, especially if you have a background that you want to enhance the contrast with, the shadow effect. Let's apply the center shadow, center offset. Let's try another effect. Glow, can we apply a glow to it? Yes, I can have it glow. How about a little yellowish glow, or does orange? Maybe orange looks a little better since we do have kind of an orangey tint to my image. And what else can we apply? We could apply a bevel. Let's see, I think, does bevel mess with, oh yeah, bevel works okay. That adds a little more contrast with the background. And what else do we have? We have 3D rotation. I can actually rotate it in a variety of ways, crazy ways, or choose a mild rotation of one of the perspective rotations. And remember our wonderful advanced rotation options. I can come down here and choose a rotation in any direction, X, Y, Z, just to see the particular effect of it. And I can choose a specific angle if I know an exact angle I want to rotate it. So I can hit an enter. There's no slider like I have on some of the others, but I can apply a rotation, or I can go with a preset rotation that also shows up there. So if you want a preset, you don't have to go through the fancy dialog. You can just come here and choose a rotation of one of the built-in presets. Want to do your own exact angle? You can come down here and choose your exact angle. Okay, so we have that text. We now would like to practice filling text. With that text box still selected, let's choose a fill of the text. What options do I have? Well, I can choose a color, and that looks pretty good. Or I can choose a eyedropper or a picture. Let's try a texture. Let's choose a texture fill, knowing all our options we have of fill of that text. I'm going to choose texture, and let's choose a texture of something that is kind of sleepy, kind of matches that picture. How about the wrinkly, let's see, we could do, the sand or the wrinkled paper. I think thinking of the Sandman, how about that? Sleep well. And as I adjust, I can see the sand a little better as that text gets larger. But we don't want it obnoxiously large. And it's kind of weird how when you adjust the size, it goes back to normal text. Once you let go, then it expands to fill the box. There we have sleep well tonight. A little glow around it to enhance the contrast above the picture. And now we can adjust our picture position to go well with that. If you want a little overlap, that's fine. It's kind of to your own taste. And there we have our title slide. I think that's pretty good so far. Let's see, word art, we filled the color. Oh, we want to do an outline. Now remember, we want to do an outline on that text as well. So let's now select that box. Let's apply a text outline in the shape format. Let's give that text an outline, and let's see what color would go well with that. How about, since we do have this red here, how about we choose that dark red outline there. And let's see, what other choice do we have with an outline? Let's see, outline. I could choose a dash. What other kinds of lines can I choose? Look at that. I can do a gradient line. Oh, haven't played with gradient lines. I could choose dashes, compound lines. And this is the text outline. Yes, question? What's that? Oh, that is because you're over here, shape outline instead of text outline. Make sure to do text outline. It's easy to confuse shape outline with the text outline. So this is the outline you want to use, not this one. If I did this, I think this is what you're seeing, right? You're seeing that, right? So you don't want the shape outline, you want the text outline. So have it selected, have it selected, shape format, word art outline. That will give you the outline around the characters. And let's see, we can make the width of that slightly greater, or how about we choose a type of line? How about a dashed? Oh, I accidentally chose, for some reason I just had that text. I'm going to choose all the text. Come back here, let's choose a dash, let's see, a dash outline. I kind of like that. So outline, color, outline style, text, color, or text fill. There's the text fill, there's the text outline, there's the text effects. If you come over here to shape effects, you can apply a whole different thing. You can actually apply shape effects to the entire box, depending on how it behaves. You might see it behave differently, such as rotation of that. It will rotate the entire box. Similar effect to the word art style. So sometimes these will behave slightly different, like the shape outline but behave different. Otherwise, it may give you the same effects here, and you don't realize this. You may have other options, like the transform text. I don't think that's over here, right? Since you're on the shape, you don't see the transform here. But if you're in the word art, you can see that transform available there. Now, we're so excited about this word art and how well it works at emphasizing this title. We would like to apply it to this slide. Control your exposure to light, which also, by the way, should be our second slide. Let's drag that up to be our second slide. And I'm going to close my format background now. Now, suppose I want the same word art style to apply to here. Well, one way I could do that is select this and convert it to word art by coming over to here and say, hey, I want that to be word art now. And I can just select one of these word art styles. If I don't convert it to word art, let's see what I can do to that. Can I change the effects? Yep, I can transform it still. It will treat that text as word art by just, whenever I come over here and apply a word art style, it will turn that into word art just by me choosing a word art style. Until I do that, I can treat it as just a plain shape, but if I ever want to apply a word art style, I can apply that. And I can go through the same step of applying a word art color and then choosing the outline and the text fill. But since we want the same word art style as this one, which would be consistent between slides, which is a good practice, I can simply click on here, either select text or just be in there anywhere, and I can turn on my Format Painter. Remember my friend, the Format Painter way over here in the Home tab? I can say, I like that same word art style. Let's turn on the paintbrush. Now, anything I brush will take that same word art style. I come back here and brush over this text, and now I have turned it into that word art. Well, I was hoping it would turn into that word art. It looks like it didn't apply the styles. I lied to you. It does apply some of it, but it didn't give me everything like the wave effect. Maybe I have to turn it into word art first. Let's try that. Let's turn it into word art first by choosing shape format, choose a word art. Now let's come back and turn on my paintbrush and see if that does it. Click, paintbrush. Now let's come brush it and see if now it will turn it into the same style. Oh, it doesn't. It's not working. I wanted to paint the same format over here. Maybe if I just select the box and now try the paintbrush. Let's see if that will work. And now paint over that. Now, oh, that did it. That's interesting. Okay, this is where selecting the text or selecting the box makes a big difference. If I select the box without selecting text, now I can turn on the Format Painter. Now I'll come over here and I can paint over that text box. Now it does have the wave effect applied to it. So I want to do that again. Come over here, click just the box, paintbrush, Format Painter, second slide, paint over that text, and now I have That same wave, same fill color, same outline applied to that text box. My first attempt, here's what I did wrong the first time. I selected text and then the paintbrush, and that doesn't work the same.
Like if there's a line in your text box, then you're selecting the text and not the box.
Yeah. Yeah, so just select the text and just select the edge of the text and make sure there's no insertion point showing. If I click here and I see that, it's not going to work the same if I just click on the edge of it. And now paintbrush, it'll apply the whole format to the whole box. And that's a confusing thing about PowerPoint is, and it happens with Word too. If I have a text box, when I'm inside of it, it behaves slightly different than if I just have the edge of it selected. And that whole box now, I'm painting that whole box's format onto another text box. So edge of the text box only, not that, just the edge of the text box. Now Format Painter, back to the second slide, and format over that, and now that format is applied to that entire text box. We would like to change this. Let's see, let's have a line break after control your exposure to light. Make sure I get this right. We would like to have that be 2 lines by clicking insert portion there, insertion point, and then hitting enter. Now I have a little better title. Let's move both of these down. I'm going to control click on both of them and move them down with my little arrow key. Oh, the arrow doesn't work. I have to grab it and move it down. And let's give this a little bit higher, a little better height by just grabbing a corner of it and adjusting that box. And remember that wave effect will expand to the size of the box. Gives a little better height on my title to that slide. Now it's time to start some animation. We'll be coming back and inserting a video, but let's animate this text here. We have it appearing, and when I play my slide, this is all really good, nice, but I would like these points to be emphasized one at a time. I would also like this title to slide in for a little animation effect. Well, here's how I do that. I select that title and just select the edge of it. I think it's important that I just have the edge of that box selected of my text box. And now I've come to my animations pane. Animations is where you can really impress your audience, get their attention, emphasize your points, and entertain them a little bit as well. In this class, you can go crazy and be make very annoying presentations as you learn and work with all these animations. So the animation tab gives me a way to, first of all, add an animation or assign an animation to the selected item in my slide. I'm going to see what's available here by expanding that, and I see that there are green animations. We call them entrance animations. And what that means is whatever I apply an entrance animation to will be invisible until that animation happens. You won't see the object until an entrance animation happens if you have entrance applied to it. So on the control your exposure to light, we're going to add a float in animation. So let's choose float in. I selected that box and I chose animation, float in. Once I choose an animation, the effect option shows up here, the animation applied shows in gray. I can choose for this particular one to float up or float down. Let's choose the float down animation option. Now let's play our slide and see how it will look. I click play, and there's my slide. It's waiting until I click to do that animation. That's the default setting for animations. But I don't want it to happen that way. I want this to float in as soon as I come to my slide. Well, how do I do that? And my escape key just stopped working. I think my battery on my keyboard has started to fade. Let's see. Is there any other way to get? I guess I could go to the end and end my slide. There. Go back to that. Now, if I don't want it to have to wait for a click on that animation, again in the animations tab, I can choose, instead of the default start on click, I can change that to with previous. Now, right now, since this is the first animation on my pane, previous counts as when my slide shows, which right now is just a immediate change from one slide to another. There is no transition yet. I want it to take a little longer, so I can increase my duration from 1 to 2 seconds there. And I can also have a slight delay after my slide shows up for that to float in. So let's change the delay from 0 to how about 1 second. So my slide will appear, and then it will take 2 seconds to float in. So slightly slower float. The best way to test this is simply click here to play my slide, and see how it took a second and then floated down a little slower than before. So it selected it, chose a float in animation. So that's my entrance animations. Let's add an entrance animation to this text. I have this selected, and let's choose, notice how that's showing no animation for that particular box. Let's choose a fade in for this one, a fade in entrance animation. And automatically, because it's a text box full of 3 or 4 lines of bullets, it will animate them one bullet point at a time. Let's play that and see the effect. Delay, automatic, float down. Now it's waiting for a click. There's my first point. Then I make my second point, third point, fourth. It's waiting for a click to that appear, and the last click will go to my next slide. Now, you can choose to have all these items show up at once, but I don't think that's a good idea, because you want your audience to follow you as you discuss the different things and not get ahead of you and or read that and then zone out and go on their phone. So we keep that option 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have chosen in our effect options to animate all at once, but we'd rather go with by paragraph. Yet there's more. I want to control what happens after each point comes in. That's where this guy comes in handy. The effect options, extra options right there, additional options. With that selected, when I choose additional options, I can choose to play a sound with each of those points, and you can choose a sound of your choice. I'm going to choose a mild breeze, but you can choose an obnoxious sound if you like. And after animation, we could have it changed to a slightly different color, just for a little visual effect. Let's change it to a reddish to match the reddish of that little tab. And now, let's play the text and let's see how it behaves. Okay. Play my slide. Automatic float down. There's my first point. I click and see how it fades away, just to give a little visual effect to your audience of, yeah, we're on this new point now. And there's a nice way to animate your text as you make your points. Now, of course, those sounds can be annoying to your audience, but in this class, be annoying as you like. Now comes something even more fun. We've got animations, but of course, we need video clips. More eye candy, not just images with cool drop shadows. We're going to bring in a media clip. It used to be you'd have to flip over to your media player to play videos, and that was kind of annoying, and of course, you had to copy your video with your PowerPoint. We can embed video right in our PowerPoint by clicking right here on Insert Video. And it should come up remembering the last place you inserted information from. If you don't see this, remember you go to where you unpacked your PowerPoint files into that unzipped folder 970.835, 978.035. I can browse down into there, Module 3 data, the module folder. There's the video clip we're going to bring in. It will be fitted into that placeholder, and let's see what happens. Oh, I got to click on that and then insert. Now we have a video that fit to the width of my placeholder. Let's see what that looks like until we modify our video playback options. here's what a video will look like. Notice it's sitting there on my screen right away before I've even made my points. I'm going to want to have an entrance for that video. But right now, if I want to play the video, I can click on the play button. And I can watch the video, kind of a long, he's sleeping, a slight zoom in. And finally, his alarm goes off. We see it light up. And then he reaches over. I don't think we have sound with this video. I'm not hearing any beeping. And then he puts it back and goes back to sleep. Kind of a more little eye candy regarding our presentation. Your audience with those visual learners, that'll help them pay attention. Let's see what we can do with that. I'm going to hit escape and come back, and let's see what our playback options are for videos. We can come back and apply effects to it. We'll do that later. But here in the playback options, I can have it start either waiting for me to click on it or have it automatically play. I can have fade-ins for it. Maybe give a half second fade in, a half second fade out. I can also trim the video. Watch what the trim video does. I have it selected, I can trim it, and I can decide when I play it, where should I start? And it's supposed to be showing me him waking up. I wonder if because I have the fade that I'm not seeing that. Select the video and choose trim video. There's the fade in. Why is it? It's not showing him waking up and turning off his phone. That's strange. I wonder if it's because I turned on the fade in. I'm gonna cancel the fade in and see if I can trim it better. I hadn't noticed that before. Let's see now. There. Oh, okay. So if you have I didn't realize, if you have the fade in turned on, your trimming doesn't show you where you are when you get to the. Let's trim it to, how about 8 seconds in. I can trim the start, just like I can crop an image. I can crop the start and stop time of a video, and so we'll have it stop as soon as he pulls the blanket up. We'll have it stop right there. So lesson learned: don't turn on fade in until you have trimmed it. Now I click OK, and let's play it now and see how it behaves. Play the slide. It's waiting for me to play it, because it's not anything set automatically. I click here. See, right away, I don't have that wait until the alarm comes off time. It's a little smile, go back to sleep. Okay. Now let's adjust this. Let's have the playback instead of, let's see, right now I have the playback set to start automatically. I can add a fade now. I think I'll add a little fade to see that effect. Fade in and fade out. Half a second. And on the format of the video, let's see, we can apply a shape to the format. How about let's see, will oval work? Yeah, oval will work. I can also apply a video effect to that. I don't think we need a video border. We can apply a shadow. We can apply a reflection. We can apply a built-in style over here. But remember, I think the bevel might kill any glow we want to apply, yeah, I think the bevel will keep us from glowing. But we can choose a, how about that guy? We'll choose like a little picture frame style. And now let's see what other effects I can apply. I can apply a bevel to it. I can apply a different rotation. Since it already has a rotation, it does make sense for me to mess with that. Let's see if glow works. Yep, glow is broken because of the bevel, I believe. But I can adjust the reflection or the shadow on it. Let's add that reflection back in there. Video reflection. And I know it's going to appear too dark. Let's now apply some color corrections to it. So I come over here. With that video selected, I can do the same corrections as I can do with a photo. And since it's so dark and my projector isn't projecting well, I'm going to choose as bright as I can get. If that's not bright enough, let's go down to our corrections options And let's see, can we crank up the brightness even more by hand? That's way too bright. Let's go maybe 60% bright. That didn't give us a chance. And let's contrast. Ooh, we can apply some strange contrast if you like. Play around with it, set it however you like. I've increased the contrast just a bit. And I do have some preset brightness in there as well. If you want to apply a different color to it, I could apply that to the video. I think I'll stick with the color I have. And let's see what that looks like. Play the slide. It still appears automatically. It's waiting for my points to happen. And I believe after my last point, then it will play. Remember how it said it was set to play with previous? I realize what it means by with previous is that last point. I would like it to fade in and then play after this appears. So I need to adjust my sequence. Instead of waiting till after this last point, let's adjust our fade in to happen after this comes in. Well, the only way, really easy way to do that, it's hard to see right now. When I go to the animations tab, I see when things are going to happen. I see numbers assigned to them. The easiest way to adjust my sequence of animations is to open up the animation pane. Animation pane allows me to see the sequence of things happening, and I can click on the appearance of my video there. I can tell it's a video because the little play button. I can click on that and drag it up in the sequence. Now it will happen, or it will start playing as soon as this fade in of the title, or this float in of the title happens, because it is set to be after previous. So the animation pane, click and drag it up to the right order. The order goes from top to bottom, and this little it kind of shows you the timeline in these little ribbons up here. Well, it's still not quite right. I want it to, right now if I play the slide, it's still sitting there waiting for this to slide down, and then it plays. Let's have it not appear until this also slides down. So we want to select that picture, and we want to add, not change, we want to add an entrance animation for our video. So entrance animation is the green ones. Don't change what you have already. That will mess up what's already applied to the video. Let's add an animation to my video and add how about a zoom in? Add a zoom in entrance effect. But notice in my animation pane, anything I add always wants to get added to the bottom of my list. We want to click and drag that up right beneath the title. So now what we see is title appears right now, and it's waiting for a click to show the appearance of the video, and then the video will play. Well, let's have that appearance of the video. Instead of waiting for a click, let's select that and change it to, again, after previous. So now the title will appear, then the video will play, and then the video will fade in, and then the video will play. But it's still waiting for me to click on the points over here in my items over here. Something happened here. My placeholders. Oh, I see what I did. I moved the wrong thing. I don't want to move the content place. I want to move this guy up and make him automatic with or after previous. So the support PPT, that's the thing that needs to move up. The placeholders are these guys. And now I made that playing of or appearing of the video. A clock appears because it's set to happen after previous. I'm going to have a slight delay, maybe of a second delay before the video appears. And that shows up in my timeline here. And now when I play the slide, automatic float in of my title, zoom in of the video and play. And it's waiting for me to click on the points I'm making in my slide. So I've got their attention, they're all impressed, and now I can discuss the points going with controlling your exposure to light. And I click once more, and it'll go to the next slide. So that gives, you did a lot of animation in this.
Mr. Manning?
Yep.
I'll first answer her question.
Yes.
Ours does not look like that. I don't know what I did wrong, but it's very long.
What's looking like what?
It's like on the side it says like 0, 5, and there's a lightning bolt, and then I'm trying to move my thing on the right, but I don't know if I moved the right one.
Well, let me give you a hand. Well, you gotta click on it once to select it. Click on it once here. That's the video. The support PPT is your video. Click on it and then click and drag it. So now that's waiting for a click. Change that to be automatic or after previous start. So now the title will come in, and then the support video will appear. That's what that little green star is. The play button means then it's going to play automatically. And then those are going to wait until you click to show your points. So you're good? I think you're okay. You're okay with that. You have that video. You have to select it. Select it. Okay, now you're that means the video will play, or the video will appear after that happens. And then the video will play after that happens. Okay? All right.
Mr. Manning,
Yes.
how do we get the video to play and also do the zoom in effect?
By not changing the existing animation. Let me show you that again. Here's the video playing. I'm deleting them. Okay? Here's the video. I want it to play automatically. So I go to video playback, change it from when clicked on to play automatically. And it shows in my animation pane when I do that, this thing here shows up. Alright, so the video now is going to play automatically. I go back to my video, animation pane, and do not change this. Add. Otherwise you mess everything up. And I did that a lot when I was first learning animation. I realized, oh, I don't want to change what's there. Add an animation of the appearance of it. And over in the animation pane, I see, oh, the appearance of it is showing down here. Well, I want to appear automatically after my title shows up. So I drag it up to there, change it to be after the title shows up, after previous. And I want the playing of it to happen after that, and have that happen automatically, and maybe make it a delay of a little bit after previous. Support. So support appears, title appears, support appears, that's the video name. The support then will play, and then those are my content placeholders. Leave that guy alone. The trigger of it, that just means whenever I click on the video, if it appears, I could play it again. See how that play button is always there? I can always come back and replay it if I just want to see that guy turn off his alarm again. There's my appearance of my points. And see, anytime, see, I wait till it's done playing. Notice, because I've added a playback, videos automatically play whenever I hover over them and click. If I don't want that, I can delete that. But that's not bad. I can say, oh yeah, let me see that again. And there I play through it again. It will still play through where I've trimmed it to. So I hit escape, and we're almost done with this. We have that video, we have all those effects. Well, let's just do one extra practice real quick, just for practice. Completely new slide at the end. I'm going to bring in a shape. We'll bring in a shape, and let's make it a triangle. And I'm going to draw the triangle. Let's add some animation to this triangle, just for practice. So I've drawn a triangle. Animation, let's add or assign the first animation. Let's have it zoom in. Oh no, let's do the bounce in. That's fun. Let's do the bounce in. That's the appearance animation. Now let's add another animation of how about a spin? By default, animations always are waiting for a click. Let's change that animation. Instead of waiting for a click, let's just happen after he's done bouncing in. Let's have him automatically spin by doing a after previous, just like we did before. Doesn't matter what shape it is. Now, here's a special one. I want to add another animation. And let's make it a spin animation. This animation, instead of waiting for a click, and instead of having automatically, we're going to do something even better. We're going to have it trigger whenever I click that triangle. I can do trigger on click of that triangle. This is how I can add special animations anytime I click on a shape, and it will spin. Remember, I did an animation. I added 3 animations. Now let's see the effect of that. Click. It's waiting for a click to have to bounce in. It will automatically spin after it bounces. And now, whenever I hover over it, it will spin again because I had it on trigger of spin. So now you've learned 3 types of animations. We haven't yet done our exit animation. We want to add an exit animation to that. I can select the triangle, add another exit animation, and we'll have it zoom away. Or how about we draw a custom path? That's kind of fun. Custom path, and have it run around the screen and then run off the screen. And I can have it do that when I click on it, or wait for a click. And all I did that was I added another animation. There is a custom path option in your animation. You can also do an exit animation, have it just fade away. So now you've learned 3 animations, and now let's play this. Waiting for a click to appear. I will automatically spin after it lands. Will spin whenever I click on it. If I click somewhere else, it will do that custom path running off the screen. And because it's still there, if I click on it again, it will spin. Yes?
Are you able to merge effects or animations so make it spin while
Yes, you choose your options. You can have multiple effects and have them be with previous. So you can have it zoom away as it's running around by just making the zoom away with previous. So that's where the power of the with previous comes in. I can choose, instead of, I can have it run around the screen while it's spinning. So yeah, with previous means they're happening at the same time. Save that, and you can upload that. PowerPoint 3 is done, and we got to get to chapel. We'll be practicing this more as we prepare for the midterm coming up soon. We'll be doing lots of practice. And this